Why would you play the boring OP Crown Wagon when you can just play its little brother doing the exact same stuff but had much better gun handling and mobility? Also, just look at the armor on this thing. Isn't that crazy? Unless they hit the very bottom part of your cupola, they will never pen you. Look how easy it is to counter all these tryhard crowns in the UDES. This is one of the only tanks in the game that can actually do this. And I will show you tips and tricks how to be consistent in doing tons of damage. Guys, anytime you're playing Glacier from this side, please come to this position if you're playing a medium tank with some gun depression. As you will be able to see here, you can do some crazy damage on the guys that are crossing towards the 1-2 line. Also farm tons of damage in the middle. This tank is quite a weird one. It is extremely strong when hold down, but you can also side script it quite well. And while the accuracy is really good at almost 0.29, just using food and bounty vents, the penetration of this tank is quite low. You need to have really good aim and calculations when aiming at longer ranges, since the shell speed is only 1000 meters per second. For an APCR shell, one of the lowest in the game. Now let's talk about the 3 things that make this tank work and stand out. Speed is adequate enough to get you into early game positions. The suspension mechanic coupled with the turret armor allows you to have lengthened exposure time, aka you won't take damage when you're peeking, and the short 7 seconds reload coupled with the outstanding 440 alpha allows you to just shred your unsuspecting opponents apart. Fortunately didn't get tracked there. Can just push him out really, it doesn't really matter. Oh, unless I low roll him for 390 of course. Nice push mate. Turbo is crazy on this tank. And you don't even need verse tabs, man. I really like this setup. Turbo is really good on this tank. I tried 3 setups while playing this tank. On city maps where you do not have the luxury of using terrain to your advantage and are always forced to use your HP to trade, I recommend taking HP, Vents and Rammer. This maximizes your survivability while also retaining key features such as DPM. I also tried Turbo, Vents and Rammer for maps like this one. It allows you to get into early game positions quite fast, but I don't think it's worth for the long run. The last setup I tried was the classic Vents Rammer stabs, which works really well on long range maps where you need to snapshot lights and snipe across longer distances. I'm gonna go for the Actiger. Many people are confused about the gun depression mechanic of this tank, so when you are at a speed lower than 10 km an hour, this automatically enables the tank to incline the hull, depressing the gun by 13 degrees. This suspension takes a little bit of time, so you are never ready to shoot instantly. Thank you buddy for the 25. Thank you, really appreciate it bro. That's fine. This setup is so good, man. Another thing you have to constantly pay attention to is that this tank relies on angling all the time. If you expose just a little sliver of your hull, you will get penetrated most of the time and you have to be extremely careful not to get it in the lower plate, because that means a fire in 50% of the cases. Nice. First game on the UDES boys, 7.5k damage, man. Did I even miss a shot? I missed 2. Now I have to teach you a couple of things about positioning on this map. As you can see, the majority of my team is staying back, waiting for the enemy to push in. This is very wrong, especially since there are no RTs on the enemy team. This side has a massive advantage when using the hold down positions in front of me. Since the enemy's backline cannot directly support the fight here, it is always worth to go in front and exploit this, using your gun depression on that little hill. Also, please never go where the I-7 goes. It is incredibly useless. The enemy campers can shoot there, and once the enemy inevitably takes control of the bottom side here, these guys always get farmed. As I said, this position allows you to pick enemy tanks to the weak spots on their turrets while retaining a really good unshootable position for yourself. Also, do you think those guys are going to be doing any damage back here? Your turn. Cute E4, very cute. Poor guy, I kind of feel bad for him though. And now the rest of their tanks that didn't take positions in the front or weren't fast enough to back off from the fight are all doomed and are going to get farmed. What is he doing? Big angling, boys. Nice position. Bruh. Oh, this gun, man. Thank you. As you can see, this gun has very interesting features. And the DPM is indeed incredibly good. You can see we did more than 8,000 damage in just 4 minutes. It's not 9k damage almost. Let's face it, Safe Haven is a terribly designed map. It is your typical corridor map where you can't push anything, but this position is pretty good for doing early game damage on the enemy light tanks. Already getting guarded. One more on TBR would be nice. Ah, no way. Wait, TVP? Nice. He didn't even spot me for that. What? What is that guy doing, man? Wow. Well, so far so good, man. We just need to farm more damage on those guys here. Before he's actually there. We can counterplay this guy by tracking him here. If you see an enemy tank in the corner where the E4 is, you can push to the middle of the roof and shoot him, but hope that they don't get as lucky as this E4. Never mind, because my track shot does not go where I aim. Hey. Yep, that was a terrible shot. I probably panicked since the camper TVP started clipping me out. Here you can clearly see how slow the APCR shell is. You need to pre-aim most of the targets that are over 300 meters away in order to hit them. The accuracy itself is good, but the penetration is not. I'm just gonna leave, bro. Before E4 actually pushes, man. This guy died to the TVP, man. You telling me the TVP now is here? Oh, ah. That guy's a rotational monster, bro. Once again, I reverse all the way to the back until I can still see the top of his turret. I have to do this, otherwise he will have a really easy shot on my upper hull with a probability of fuel tank damage and a fire. Also, did you know that when you get set on fire, the higher the alpha of the shell that hits you, the more you will burn for? Poor Gorilla. F in the chat for the Gorilla boys. I mean, all the TVP is there. That's obvious as in the daylight. We're getting also pushed on the other side now. I mean, we need to kill the STB. STB has no supporters, because TVP... Wait, TVP might have left again. Nice. We can go on this side. The STB, man. We don't know where the STRV is in the TVP. You can play hold down here against us, I don't mind. that much. E4 is up. Maybe he's gonna die. We need to use the CBR for spotting, man. We need to kill the E4. That is what matters the most, man. What is that TVP doing? He's falling back. Okay. Maybe we have green light to push the E4. Spotted, by the way. Nice. He's dead. Wow. Big skin, man. We ended up winning that game, huh? Of course. From this side of Glacier, the best position to do early game damage is this one. You can spot and shoot all the crossing tanks, but be very careful about always keeping the rock to your right side so the MTDs won't be able to shoot you. Oh. Okay. How is he not spotting me? He's gonna re-pick this? Watch. What is that peak, mate? I'm gonna leave, man. I'm gonna go for the crown. There isn't much here to do anyway. Oh, look. Oh, nice bounce, man. He's side turreted heat, man. That should never be a bounce. You see how the enemy would has peaked? That is the exact opposite of how you should peak. Always make sure that the angle you peak isn't too steep. Just give up, Crown, man. Give up. This is probably one of the only tanks in the game that the enemy Crown Wagons have a hard time dealing with. In a whole down fight, you're able to hit their cupolas much easier than they can hit yours. How you doing, man? I'm gonna go for the IS-7. We can still do this. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to farm some damage here, bro. I don't think. Yeah, we should be able to. Nice. We have 6k combined though, I mean, that's not bad. The games nowadays are really quick, but if you keep yourself to the golden rule of constantly rotating, you can farm some damage on these TDs in the end game. And now I just farm him. Nice. I like this tank's accuracy, man. It's actually accurate sometimes. Sometimes it's not, but most of the time it is. Nice. 8k combined, man. That's good. Man, we're actually making credits, man. What gold spam? Excuse me. Yeah, let's go. Another thing that I don't really see people do is peek with their backs in the UDES. The tank has a turret in the rear, and when you're facing TDs that can penetrate you while side-scraping or clippers, such as the 57 Heavy, you can just peek with your back, cheese that shot in, and then disengage full speed. Oh. Still remember what I told you in the beginning of the video? If the EVA 100 along with all those campers in the back would actually just man up and help us push this side, we would already be winning massively. Ah, there's suddenly a griller there too. Nice, nice, nice. Problem is that this tank has 310 millimeters of pen only, and that's really weak when you low roll the pen. You can even roll like close to 240 millimeters, man, which is not gonna be enough for anything really. Nice. Everything is spotted though. The krill will have the first shot on me though if I overpeak this side. So that's a problem. Can't peek more because they have guys up there now in the corner. Nice. 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 Very nice. Accuracy is really good on this tank. 0.29. Solid game though, man. 6k. So that's good. GG. Guys, compare this video with my last one. This one did not have any music in it, but it had more commentary. What if I combine these two aspects? I'll add music and also add extra commentary on the side so you can understand my decision making process easier. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.